Okay, welcome to my video. Today we've got a Stihl TS350 Super, and I'm just going to have a look at it and see what it requires to make it work. One issue I've noticed is it's incredibly stiff to operate, so that's going to be an operational problem. And there's quite a bit of cosmetic damage there. That's probably why I left it. I had this in the shed a while, and I thought one day I'll get around to fixing that. And guess what? Today's the day. I've got a sticking throttle trigger. That feels good, but whether it works or not is a different matter. And we're missing the part which holds the air filter on. I've actually repaired a few of these, and I think this one was a bit of a parts donor, and I can't remember where I am with it. I've got an issue with the pull cord. It's fighting back with good compression there, and then it goes limp, not engaging. So I think that might be the first thing I'll look at. I obviously want to do a spark test. Compression wise it feels pretty good. You can always tell because the machine tends to lift if you've got good compression. I think we'll do a compression test on this one. It's a 19mm spark plug. I want to check for two things. Check for spark and compression. So we'll start with the compression. Just plug my compression tester into it. Get a good seal. I need it sealing pretty well because I don't really want any leakage if I'm passing judgment on the machine at this stage. We'll see what we can achieve. I'll just move you back a bit. We'll see if everything will hold in place while I do this. Okay, well, we have reasonable compression, but did you hear the noise? The rapping noise? I've repaired a few of these, and every time you hear that noise, it's the crank bearings. They're worn, they go out of centre, and I'm not sure on this one, but I think it's the centrifugal clutch, what you're hearing, pinging like a drum. So we're going to be doing a full rebuild on this and a case split. So compression wise we're pretty healthy. Crank bearings had it. So what we'll do now is open up this side because it's going to all be in pieces. What you need for a Stihl saw is a T27 Torx. I seem to have a rogue screw in there, but that's the correct one. Be careful not to use a T25 or you will damage your tool and not get your job done. That's one out. I'll just try pushing on it, see if we can. No, not having it. Right, I'll get one. Right, it is actually a T25, so we'll remove this. Don't feel very good in there. It feels like it could have been forced in. This is what you get with used saws. Not sure if the threads are the correct. Maybe it's just a bit of dirt, who knows. Got the pull mechanism there. Not sure whether to replace that, because cosmetically it's pretty bad. If you put this clip on the wrong way around, that can lead to troubles. And looking at it, it's a possibility it is on the wrong way around. Just reversed it now. We'll give that a try. Firing every time. Well, that's one problem less. I'll just quickly reassemble it. Even though we're going to end up doing a quick, well, it won't be quick, but a case split. Good news is we've now got the pull cord mechanism working, even though it's not a cosmetically brilliant one. I might end up purchasing a new one. It's a shame really, because it's got all its fins intact, which is quite rare. I might have to repair it, I think. Make it look beautiful again. I wonder if a fire broke out in it. So I'll put the rogue screw back in. And then we can proceed with the compression test. Now we've got a better pull cord mechanism. That should do it. Seems to be firing quite well. I'll give it another go on the compression test. Okay, 75. That's a very healthy compression. Quite happy with that. I suppose that's a job less. I don't have to worry about the barrel and the piston rings. Right, let's have a look at the carb. Got a non-standard bolt here. That should be a T27. Good news is I do have a part of a saw which can maybe donate some parts to the cause. We're missing a few bits with this one, but I'll piece it together. We've got a non-standard fuel cap there. Don't fit very well. I've got no fuel in it, good. Bit of dirt in the tank. It's probably just as well. I'm going to have to split the case to do the bearings. I haven't fixed one of these for a few years. And this one's been kicking around in the shed from the time where I bought quite a few. I think I might have fixed 4 or 5 of these. So what I'm going to do basically is detail every little job I do on this. Well, sorry, every big job, not necessarily the small jobs. You know, we're going to be putting new crank bearings in it, and just generally going through it and getting it working again. So before I do that, I'll try and see if we're sparking, because the coil is actually buried. I think it's on this side, and while I've got the case split, it would be an excellent time just to see. So I'm gonna lay that down there. I think I'll put the bolt back in, give it something to spark off, and then we're gonna switch the ignition on and test it. Just check the choke while it's on my mind. That feels quite positive, actually. I actually thought this saw was worse. So we'll all look for a spark. We're sparking. Don't know if you can see that, but I certainly can. It's quite a strong spark. I'm happy with that. That means the coil's good, doing its job. We'll have a look in here, see if there are any issues to be found. Keep forgetting about these two bolts here. They didn't really make them easy to access. If ever you're thinking about removing the lid, you will have this complication. There's one screw. I just want to have a look at the state of the carburettor and what's inside, so I can compile a parts list. Remove the non-standard bolt. A little bit of a nick in the kill switch. I think so. We do have a carburettor. Seems to be doing its job. Everything feels good. There's something missing there. I'll have a look and see if it's on me donor saw to replace that. I'll probably take the fuel filter out once the carb's off. A really thin spanner comes in handy. Oh, there's a nut there what's quite rounded off. That could be tricky. You know, just to get in here. But we'll see. Yeah, it's better than I thought, actually. I'll show you my donor saw. Or part of a donor saw. It's a shame it didn't come with a pull cord. But I bought this really to fix that one. That one's got playing the crank too. And you might be able to see that gap nipping up. What that'll do, it'll just make it so the disc continually rotates and operate the centrifugal clutch permanently. So it really needs to be done. It'll also make one heck of a racket. But yeah, I'm quite glad I got this. I think there's a few parts on this I can use. to beautify that one. Okay, well, I'll be doing some more videos as the parts come and the rest of the jobs get done. In the meantime, if you'd be so kind as to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.